So OpenAI just dropped a new report for leaders called Staying Ahead in the Age of AI. And, it's aimed squarely at anyone trying to figure out how to navigate this new world. So what we're going to do here is break down their core advice, the really practical takeaways, and maybe the most important part, what they kind of left out. All right, let's just dive right in. Right off the bat, the guide wastes absolutely no time. This is the very first sentence, and it's a huge signal. They're basically saying, hey, if you think things are slowing down, you are just not paying attention. It feels like OpenAI is trying to grab everyone by the shoulders and tell them that moving slowly, that's not an option anymore.
And look, they don't just say that. They immediately hit you with some pretty staggering numbers to prove just how fast this wave, this tsunami, is really moving.
Okay, first up, capabilities. A study from Epic AI found that the power of these frontier models has shot up 5.6 times since just 2022. I mean, that is a wild rate of improvement in such a short amount of time.
Then you've got cost, and this is where it gets really crazy. The price of running a GPT 3.5 class model, it has dropped by a factor of 280 in just 18 months. Think about that. When the price of intelligence just plummets like that, it opens the door for all sorts of new things you couldn't do before. And well, all of that leads directly to adoption. We all remember how fast the internet took over everything, right? Well, AI is being adopted 4 times faster than the desktop internet was. The pace is just on a completely different level.
So what does this all actually mean for the bottom line? A study from BCG has the answer, and it's a big one. They found that organizations that are early adopters of AI are seeing their revenue grow 1.5 times faster than their peers. So this isn't just some tech trend, right? It is hitting the bottom line right now.
Okay, so after hitting you with that wall of kind of scary data, OpenAI throws out a lifeline. They've put together a 5-part framework to help leaders steer their companies through all this chaos.
And here it is. You've got to love the corporate alliteration, right? Align, activate, amplify, accelerate, and govern. This is pretty much the entire structure of their guide, and it's designed to take you all the way from setting a vision to making sure it's all being done responsibly.
But here's the thing, you gotta read between the lines. This isn't some super advanced course for companies that are already AI experts. What OpenAI is really saying is that right now, in this moment, you don't actually have to be a genius to get a huge leg up. If you just do these basic things and do them well, you'll be way ahead of most of your competition.
All right, let's get into the actual playbook here. We're going to focus on the first 2 steps because they're the most foundational. Getting your team aligned and then activating them so they actually start using this stuff. So for alignment, OpenAI breaks it down into 4 key things. It all starts with leaders telling a really compelling story about why AI even matters to the company. Then you set a clear company-wide goal. You have leaders actually using AI themselves so everyone can see it. And finally, you run these hands-on sessions for managers so they can bring that vision to their own teams.
And they give us awesome, really specific example of what it means for a leader to role model. The CEO of Moderna didn't just say, hey, go use AI. He gave him a number. Use ChatGPT 20 times a day. It's so concrete, it's memorable, and it sets a crystal clear expectation for everyone.
Okay, so once everyone's on the same page, you gotta activate them. This is where the rubber really meets the road. OpenAI suggests a formal skills program, creating a network of internal AI champions, people who are really into it, making experimentation a regular thing, and, this one's key, actually linking AI usage to people's performance reviews.
Now, this might be one of the most practical and honestly important insights in the whole guide. You hear this all the time. Employees are just expected to learn these incredibly powerful new tools on their own time. OpenAI's fix is so simple but so powerful. Just give them the time. An idea like AI Fridays is something any leader could do tomorrow to prove they're serious.
So that's the core of the playbook. And it's solid, really practical advice. But to really get what this guide is about, you also have to look at what's not in it. And there are 2 pretty big blind spots.
The first one is huge. This whole guide is really rooted in the current world of AI assistants, an individual person using ChatGPT to help them with their work. It almost completely ignores what's coming next, the era of AI agents. And to put it simply, an assistant helps you do a task. An agent does the task for you. We're talking about autonomous systems that need a totally different kind of strategy.
And the second missing piece? It's all the work that happens behind the scenes. The guide barely even mentions the messy, complicated, kind of unsexy work of getting your data ready, building the right infrastructure, all that stuff. And that foundational work is what's going to unlock the next massive wave of AI benefits.
So, what's the big takeaway here? How should we really think about this guide in the grand scheme of things? Let's be really clear. This is an absolutely excellent resource for getting caught up. If your organization feels like it's behind, following these steps will, without a doubt, put you in a much, much stronger position and probably way ahead of many of your peers.
But, and this is a really big but, this is not a guide for skating to where the puck is headed. It gets you ready for the AI of today, of 2024, but it doesn't really give you the tools you need to prepare for that agentic, data-heavy world that's just around the corner.
Which leaves all of us with this one last crucial question to think about. Yeah, it's essential to master what's happening right now, but are you also building a strategy for where the world is actually going? Is your plan built for the AI of today or for the AI of tomorrow?